Good morning, my busy girl VIP girls. How is everybody today? Okay, so here's what we're talking about today. I want to talk about choosing Color Street just like you would choose your clothing. Not everything is for everybody. And it is always my my goal is to make sure that everybody is super happy with the product. So in order for you to be happy with the product, I have to make sure that you're choosing the right product for you. And we need to be thinking about Color Street just like we think about our clothes. Just because something looks good on one person doesn't mean that it's going to look good on the other. And in particular, our biggest culprit in the Color Street world is the solids. You love them or you hate them. I have people that buy them from me. It's all they'll wear is the solids. They love them, love them, love them. And I have people that actually cannot stand them, and I maybe even lost customers because they didn't give it a second chance and try another type. They just went with the solids, didn't like it, and left. And so I want to address that today because here's the thing, solids are not for everybody. So hear me out on this one. I like to think as our solid strips, our solid colors, as bodycon dresses. They're like the bodycon dress of the nail world. Here's why. They're smooth, they're tight to your nails, and they show every flaw you've got. So if that's going to bother you and you've got some flaws on your nails, I would stay away. I would do two things. I would either stay away from the solids or let's get in shape. Let's prep your nails just like you would prep your body before you would go and put a bodycon dress on. So what you'll want to do if you have flaws on your nails, if your nails have ridges, if you have terrible cuticles, you need to do some prepping before you put these solids on. So you'll want to start by making sure that your cuticles are pushed back. If you have cuticles up to here on your fingernails and you try putting any strip on, but especially solids, you've got a problem because you're going to see all the little, it's going to wrinkle the strip. You're going to see all the bumps and ridges. It's not going to look good. And if you got some cuticles underneath that strip, the strip isn't going to last as long either. So you always want to make sure you're prepping your nails before you stick the Color Street on, especially your solids. So you can use one of these, but my favorite is the metal ones. You can grab these at any drugstore. The reason I like these is because they're nice and flush. When you use one of these, they're ridgy. They're not, you know, it's wood. So it's not going to be completely flat against your nail. So even though you're pushing back your cuticles, you're probably missing some. Where when you use one of these, it's metal and it's completely flat. There's no ridges on this. So as you push back, you're catching every bit of that cuticle as you're pushing back here. Like I thought my cuticles were pretty pushed back, but I'm using this and I don't know if you can see, but look at, you can see some of it popping up like that. That's how much I missed using the regular wooden one. So the metal ones are better. So after you push those, after you do that with all of your nails, then you want to take your alcohol wipe and make sure that you're getting all the oil and that you have a nice clear surface. Okay? And then once you've done that, one of these guys are your best friend if you have ridges. You need to make sure that these solids are going to show every flaw you have. So you want to make sure you're getting your nails as smooth as possible before you put a solid on, or else they're not going to look as good. So these little guys, again, you can grab them at the drugstore. They're super cheap, super easy to use. They tell you right on there. So this one you want to use first. You want to remove your ridges. Then the next one is smooth your nails. And then the other one is shine your nails. It's up to you whether you want to use the shine because you're going to put Color Street on, which is already shiny. So I would just concentrate on the two, the remove ridges and the smooth nails. So you start with this one and you just go at it and you remove all your ridges and you get your nail surface as smooth as you possibly can. Then once you've done that, you go on to the smooth, and it's just a finer grain and it's going to smooth those nails out pretty well. And you need to get as many of those ridges off as possible. And then you're going to wipe off with your alcohol. Now it's time to apply your Color Street. So, y'all are my VIP. Y'all know how the Color Street, how to apply it goes. But I'm gonna give you a little tip on solids because solids are a little different. Solids, when you apply them, some people complain about getting bubbles or ridges across the ends, and there's a trick to applying it so that you don't get those bubbles or bumps along the sides. Some people don't experience it at all, and here's why. Some people's nails are more curved than others. Mine are kind of average, so I really don't experience bubbles too much, but I do have some people that have super rounded fingernails and they've got these bubbles on the side. And what a lot of people don't know is Color Street is a little bit stretchy. It's not like gum stretchy, like don't pull on it too hard, it's gonna come apart. But it has a little bit of forgiveness to it. And that is so you can pull up on it to remove those ridges. So here we go. I'm just gonna show you how that's done. I'm gonna use this one. So you take off the clear plastic, you take off the strip, you remove the perforated tab so that you're left with the little oval, just like this. And then you're gonna put it down here as close, let me move this so you guys can see, as close to the cuticle as you can without touching it, right in the center there. Okay, and then you're gonna just, I'm a little crooked, hold on. Okay. It's forgiving, so if you go crooked at first, you can pull up. All right, so see how, I'm just gonna show you, oh, I hope this, there we go. See how the sides look like they're starting to be bubbly? You do not wanna leave it like that. That doesn't look good. It's not gonna make your nail color last long. So the way you fix that is you push up the center, make sure that your center is good and stuck down right up the middle. And then your sides, you can stretch a little bit. So you're gonna push out and up as you're applying. Out and up. And don't be afraid to press hard. You're not going to smudge it. That's the beauty of Color Street. It will not smudge. The top of it is already dry. And then you're gonna do the same thing on this side. You're gonna pull it out and up. It's like in one sweeping movement like this, out and up. And now, if you can see, I don't have those bumps and ridges on the sides anymore. So again, you're gonna smooth up the middle and then the sides are out and up, out and up. And then to cap it off, you're gonna just pull the strip down over the nail like this. So it's off the back like that. So it's completely covering your nail. And then you're gonna use your thumb from your other hand to perforate. That's it. No ridges, no bumps. Perfectly applied nail polish. So you have to prep the nail. Now, with all that being said, solid still might not be for you in the beginning, and that's okay. So if you are somebody who was always using acrylics and now you're transitioning into using Color Street and embracing your natural nails, you have some growing out to do because you know that your nails are ruined from the acrylics and they're all bumpy and the ridges and they're falling apart. And yes, you can try to do this, but sometimes they're far beyond the help of one of these guys. And while you're growing out, my suggestion is don't use the solids. You're not gonna like the way they look. They're gonna look bumpy and not professional because of the flaws in your nails. So that's when you wanna choose a glitter because the glitters are much more forgiving. You can't see the bumps, you can't see the ridges. The light from the glitter, you know, reflects and it's just, it covers up the flaws. You know, it's like the poofy loose shirt that you buy to kind of cover up your flaws in this area. It's the same thing. It's why you would choose glitter to cover up the flaws on your fingernails and not a solid. So you have to start thinking about your Color Street just like you think about your clothes. Which one is right for your nails? Because once you figure out that, you're going to love the product. You're gonna love it because you're picking the right one for you. It's going to look best. And, you know, and just because you're not ready for solids right now doesn't mean you never will be. you can take vitamins, you can start taking care of your nails, you can make sure you're buffing them every day, you're adding oil, you're getting them in shape, and then you can be ready for solids, because then your nails will be, the ridges will be, you're always going to have a little bit of ridges. I mean, even the most perfect nails have a slight ridges to them, like even mine do right here, even though I buff them out regularly. But it's not to the point where it looks terrible. You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing we need to talk about with the solids is cracks. So cracks happen sometimes, and that turns a lot of people off, which, I think some people are expecting like a miracle product that doesn't crack. Well, this is nail polish. It's paint. It's 100% nail polish. It's paint. So just like the walls in your house, if you have a brand new house and they tell you not to paint your walls in the first year because the house is going to move and settle, and when the walls move, the paint cracks. It's the same thing. So if your nails are weak and you're using them as a tool, you are going to be bending your nails as you go about your daily business. I mean, it can be something as simple as taking your phone and picking it up off the surface of the table. Without you realizing it, you're bending your nails back if they're weak. And the integrity of the paint is shifting, and it could cause a crack. But the awesome thing about Color Street is this. If you had regular nail polish on and you did that and you got a crack, that's where your chips start happening. With Color Street, it stops at the crack. You might end up with a little hairline crack if you've bumped your nail, if you've bent your nail, but then it's not going to chip. It just stops at that. So no one's even going to see that little hairline crack unless they're like right up staring at your nails under a microscope. You might notice it just because you can do this, but from far away, your nails still look perfect. Even if there's a little crack there, they're not chipping. So that's what makes Color Street so awesome. No chipping even when your nails bend. So you guys have to remember that when you're using your solids. They are awesome. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps you determine which is right for you, glitter or solids. And if you want to wear the solids, get your nails in shape. Bye, guys.